Good morning, welcome back. This is Tony. I am out here early in the morning. As you guys can see, please get up and get out, get your morning walk in. So you can hear the serene sound of the birds, hear a dog barking in the distance. Just allow this moment to be your moment. And I did see last night Vibes Cartel come out of prison. I saw all the excitement. You guys see how Jamaicans came out and welcome their celebrity. OMG. Not gonna so, but it is a hot mess, y'all. Jamaicans can't take us anywhere. But yes, a happy moment. I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, but you don't even know Vibes Cartel. It's not about knowing him personally. Just the fact that next month free. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? So guys, let's take this moment out and just enjoy while we still have the good weather. So today's Thursday, the 1st of August. If you haven't done anything that you wrote down on January 1st as a way of a New Year resolution, which a lot of people do, it's not too late. Today's August 1st. Let this be your January 1st. So please let this be the start of something new for you. Don't wait for someone to tell you what you need to do. Do it on your own. You know, if it's somewhere you want to go, something you want to do, just do it. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I was telling her, I said, hey, I just bought this, like a month ago, I just bought this case from Amazon. And this particular case, you save like $1, and then day two, you save $2, so on and so forth. And it's a 100-day savings. And I was telling her, hey, I just bought this a month ago, and you're supposed to save or fill it up in like a 3-month period. And she said, yeah, I got one. And I said, wait a minute. I just got mine and I'm putting you on it. You've been on it and you ain't tell me. Guys, if you can't save, get one of those things. If it's hard for you to save, or if you're going to always spend. She said something to me. She said each day that she complete the amount, she staple it. She stapled it so she won't take it out. She's serious. She said that's her little vacation money for her and her family. So I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. But I'm not going to staple mine. So I'm not going to take mine out. Put it like that. I intend not to take mine out. So, okay, guys. But on a real, please make sure you guys find a way to save, because with everything going on right now around the world, good morning, you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And that in itself is scary, but you can't live by fear. I think the post that I put up yesterday, it says fear is when you're living in fear, you're living in an illusion and a mindset of an illusion, because you're afraid of the unknown, because fear is the unknown. And there was a what do you call it, motivational speaker, and he said, if you're living in fear, it's more like a chaotic mindset that you have, an unstable mindset, because fear is of the unknown. So if you're afraid of something, it's because you're not sure of what will happen. and fear stops you from doing what you want to do. So therefore, don't be afraid of anything, because that's going to cause stress to your mental health. Whatever you're doing, just do it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. Whatever it is, if it doesn't happen, you learn to lesson. But if it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, at least you'll see what to do next, or you know what to do next. But don't be afraid to take life into your hands and do what you need to do. If you feel like moving to a different city, move there. If you feel like just tackling another career, do it. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, I'm too old to start over, or I'm too old to start another career, or I'm too old to go to school. I'm too old to learn something new. Guys, that's a lie. It's a mindset. You're never too old to learn anything new. You're never too old to learn something new, to go to school, to learn a different culture, a different people. Because sometimes people are struggling because they are holding on to something of the past that they need to let go of. Because your future that you're waiting to go to does not need what you're holding on to. So in reality, your past sometimes is holding you back. Your thoughts, your fear of what you've been through. Showing you guys the sunrise. Sunrise is coming up, y'all. That's how early I'm out here. But what I realize is, as I talk to different people, your past, I'm not saying to let go of your past, because your past is what molded you and got you ready for who you are right now. But don't allow your past to consume you so much that you can't live today. If you're always living in the past, you're not enjoying the moment, the today, the now. You're not enjoying life. You're not living, you're just existing. And that's not the way to live. Don't live in fear. Doesn't make any sense, because whatever is going to happen is going to happen. And one thing I know is people that are successful, if you notice clearly, it's not one of them. They always have support. So women, I'm sorry, but a lot of women out there that are saying, oh, I'm independent, I could do this, I could that by myself. That's not how it was meant to be. When you're in a strong relationship, you have a strong man with you. Man, you have a strong woman with you. She can be strong, but be humble when it comes to you. Women, you can be strong, but when it comes to your men, make sure you humble yourself, because you're not the man. I'm sorry, I know I'm going to get a lot of y'all come back and say, oh, women can do anything men can do and vice versa. It's a lie. It is a lie. You can say what you want to. You can get yourself stressed out. You can believe what you want to. I was raised with both parents. And I knew there were some things that my mother was able to do, and there were certain things that my father did that my mother wouldn't dare do. But us, this society that we're living in right now, we are forced to do the things that our fathers would do. And because of that, we feel like it's okay. It's not. I'm sorry. So let's get back to, good morning. Let's get back to talking about living your life in the now. Because I know a lot of people are going to jump on here and they're going to say, oh, but I could do this and I could do, yes, that's fine. That's okay. All right, continue doing it. I applaud you. I'm applauding you right now. If that's what you choose to do, please, I applaud you. To all the ladies that say, oh, but I could pleasure myself. Okay, that's fine. I applaud you. I applaud you, and that's fine. Keep it up. You're doing a good job. Now, in my field, I've seen women and men both who are so lonely because they never got married. They never had children. And do you know who their POA is? Their neighbor. Their neighbor. Their neighbor's children, their nieces, their nephews. This is who is responsible for them in their old age because they made it to old age. They don't have the memory of a loving relationship. They don't have the memory of a good wife, a good husband. Nowadays, people think it's okay to just have sex partners. I'm sorry, yes, I'm going there. Because the people that I talk to and the stuff that's happening it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And people are thinking this is okay. Guys, it's not okay. It is not. I know I haven't made a lot of videos in a long time, and I've been doing a lot of traveling. And the only reason why, because YouTube have, like, they send you the list of things that you do, and you look at what give you higher numbers. And according to YouTube, I get more views from shorts than I get from the regular videos. So I've been sticking to shorts. So they give you basically analytic of what you do better at. But it's just that the shorts are 1 minute. So I give bits and pieces of, where I go, what I'm doing, so on and so forth. Anyways, back to what I'm saying. So all these people that are telling you that you can do things on your own, and then here you are struggling by yourself for no apparent reason, because you can't be happy with nothing or nobody, because you meet a man or you meet a woman. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, because usually men are more patient when it comes to a woman. I have to say that. And the reason why I say that, case in point, you'll find a guy with money that will, I'm not going to say settle, but will choose a female that doesn't have an education or doesn't have what society will consider as qualified. However, a woman may try to do the same, but then she is pushed to believe that this good man that she's met that will be there for her and be her support system and can grow with her, because a lot of people think growth is financial only. Growth is also spiritual. Growth is also emotional. Growth is also mental. And that's why you see a lot of people having pets, because that's what brings them peace of mind. That's what brings them growth. And when their pets go or they pass, you will see how crumbled they are. It's not because, it's a dog, it's a cat. Because they've gotten attached to that one animal that brings them peace. So you will have a woman who has a really good man in her life. Really, really good. But because society paints this man who is uneducated, or society paints this man of not being worthy of, she turns around and she follows her friends and make the decision of letting go of a good man now. A good man. Because he's not accepted by her friends and family. Case in point, I work with a lot of nurses. And there was, I think I told this story before, of a dude that was a taxi driver who paid for his wife to come from Nigeria, and she came here. He drove yellow cab in New York, paid for her to go to school. This chick finished school, got her nurse practitioner now. So now she big ballin'. She can write prescription. She is big ballin'. So what does she do? Sorry, y'all, I just walked through a daggone cobweb because the spiders are jumping from the trees to wherever, and I'm not trying to get none on me. But Just a case in point to explain to you guys. So what she did, she allowed this man to pay for her to go to school. And as soon as she was done her nurse practitioner, they're having like Christmas parties at her job. And she tells him he can't go because she cannot have him as a dunce around her colleagues. Not even co-workers now, her colleagues. Because now she can say colleagues because of him. They came from the same village in Nigeria. And he was the one that buses behind, brought her here, and did what he did. But now, he doesn't fit around her colleagues. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Instead of saying, babe, you pay for me to go to school. Now that I'm done with the nurse practitioner, let me work full time and you now go to school. So therefore, we can have two great incomes. We're from the same, there goes the sunrise, y'all. We are from the same village. We're from the same town, the same people, the same tribe. We didn't come here to America and got lost. Instead, we came here and we're growing together. And how is that okay? Do you get what I'm saying? So now, she's independent. She's a strong, independent sister. Yeah. So she don't need him anymore. He doesn't fit. He doesn't fit her status anymore. But he fit it when she didn't have much. He fit it when she was doing her school. He fit it while she was doing all her clinicals, getting all that stuff done, when he was working night and day. Now this man is homeless. Homeless because of that, because he didn't know how to reciprocate all of that. Like, he didn't know how. Like, this is a woman that I love. This is a woman that I brought here. And when you see the lives of people and people that are suffering, whether they have money, they don't have money, no matter what, life will turn around on you when you are evil to people. You may think you're flying high, but your wings will get clipped in midair when you're not an honest person. If you meet someone and you are not in love with that person, if you don't see where you guys are gonna make it, if you don't see where the relationship is going to work, if you're not in love, let that person go. Allow that person to find love. Allow that person to find peace. Allow that person to find joy. But when you meet a good man or a good woman and you know they're a good person, because anybody can be good and not everybody deserve a good person, put it like that. So men, when you meet a woman, if it's a good woman, and women, when you meet a good man, if it's a good man, don't hold on to that man until you can replace him. That man has someone somewhere waiting with open arms to accept him, waiting to grow with him, waiting to bloom and blossom with him. But when you hold on to someone that don't belong to you and use them for your own selfish gain, and then when you're done with them, you just throw them to the side and leave because you didn't have that feelings invested. All you're doing is holding down your own life, because it may not happen to you right away, but it will come a time when you have to pay for what you did. And you don't want to pay when you're older. You don't want to pay when it's all said and done. You don't want to pay when you don't have the strength to fight back. Because one thing I notice, whenever you do something to somebody who is honest or honestly love you, you will pay back. Because that person was given their entire heart. And I've seen it too many times. Now, getting back to fear, because I didn't forget that. A lot of times you have good women and good men, and I'm going to speak on both, that are fearful in getting a relationship. because they are hurt, they are abused, they were treated the way that I just spoke about, people being treated, being used. These are the things that happen and people get fearful. Guess what? You're not going to get 100% of that person, because to them, the last relationship they had destroyed them. It destroyed them mentally, emotionally, and a lot of them end up going to the gym and they're physical. Here's the sunrise again, guys. A lot of them are destroyed mentally and emotionally. So you'll see a big old strong man, all these muscles, and they're so tender like a baby. They are like a child when it comes to love. The same way a mother loves a son, or a father loves a daughter, or a child loves a parent and feel protected, people don't realize it. Men are the same way. If a man loves you, he's gonna wanna do everything to protect you. If a woman loves a man, she would do anything for that man. You don't have to ask. So men, if you're with a woman and you realize that she's not doing the things that a woman is supposed to do, that person is not for you. Because everything in a woman, when it comes to the love of a man, the true love of a man, everything about that woman will come out naturally. The feelings would be natural. The caring would be natural. The showing up would be natural. As long as you don't do anything to hurt her and destroy who she is, belittle her, talk down to her, make her feel like she's nothing. And it goes back again. If you know for a fact that you're not interested, allow this woman to leave and go find peace and go find love. Because she can love herself, but she wants to expand that love and share it with someone else. So please, getting back to fear, don't be afraid to move on. Because when you're hurt by someone and you find that you are meeting someone else, first of all, give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to be by yourself for a little while. Because if you're trying to jump from one relationship to the next, you're only using that person, which 9 out of 10 times is actually a good person. But guess what? You can't see that because you are taking revenge on that new person because of what the person did to you that hurt you. Give yourself time to heal. Be by yourself for a while. But don't be by yourself so much that you don't want to move on. A lot of people are by themselves for so long that they forget what a relationship is like. Don't do that. A lot of people will say, oh, I am happy by myself. And they say, oh, I'm a loner. I am happy. I don't need anybody. We all need somebody. You just tell yourself that because you're blocking out being hurt or being disappointed again. But let's just be real. A lot of people say, oh, I have peace of mind. I'm this, I'm that. Or people say to you, oh, I'm young. I can do this. I can sleep with this person. I can do this. That's overrated. That is overrated. Because when you lay with someone, you're picking up everything that they've done. When you lay with someone, you're picking up all their pain, their trauma, their drama, their spiritual connection with other people. That's what you're doing to yourself. You're destroying yourself. Because if you pick up the wrong person and you are sexually active with the wrong person, you're going to be screwed for a very long time. Jamaicans have a saying, whenever they mess with someone, they would say for example, just giving you an example, a man decides to have sex with a woman in his car. And all of a sudden, The next day or a week from that date, he had an accident, a car accident. Jamaicans have a saying that they would say, yo, that girl assault. That means the chick came with bad luck. And her bad luck is what caused him to meet into a car accident. So, of course, it's reality. There's a lot of people that bad luck is tied to. It may not be called bad luck, but there's a lot of people that things are tied to. And you may end up meeting that person and started destroying yourself. Destroy your gift. Destroy everything. Not intentionally, because you feel like this is the person you want to be with. You will see every sign possible to walk away. But because you have a good heart, because you're a good person, you decide, oh, I'm going to stick it out with this person. And even though you see that you are draining slowly, even though you see that it is not working, even though you see that this person is not for you, you put in your mind that you can save this person for whatever saving look like to you. Or you put in your mind that, oh, if I can just be a support for this person, but you don't realize that what you're doing is draining yourself. They said whenever you're in a position and you're a good person and you meet a bad person, if that bad person is bad 100% and you're good at 90%, they're going to drain you because their evilness is at 100% and you're barely making it at 90. They're going to drain you. Start looking into your own lives. Life is too short. Start looking into your own life. Look at your own life and say to yourself, everybody that's around me, do an assessment. Everybody that's around me, am I living the best quality life? Am I looking into myself? Am I being the best version of myself? Am I who I want to be today and tomorrow? Forget about who you were yesterday. Forget about all your past, because you cannot go back and change it. Once today is done, if it's the grace of God that you made it through a day, have you done anything for yourself that can say, yes, I have done this? Or are you distracted most of the time where you're just carrying on with the wind like a leaf or like dust? Did you live the best quality life? I said to one of my patients, I think it was last week, how do you feel? How is life? And she said, you know what? If I go today, I will be okay because I had a good life. This woman said, I had a good life. I traveled. I did all these different things. I enjoyed life. When she told me what she did, I was in shock. She said, I never denied myself of anything. What she did was each year, her and her friends, if they couldn't afford to go somewhere, they took out a loan. Not a loan to buy things unnecessary. She took out a loan to go on vacation and paid off for the whole year. And she did that every year so she could travel. She did not deny herself of anything. But because she knows she couldn't afford it, she took out a loan, go to Hawaii, go to different countries, and then throughout the year she paid it off. Because some of the credit here, or some of the credit cards here, you won't get interest. It's interest free for like the first year. So that's what she did. And when you listen to her way, she wasn't rich. She said, I wasn't rich, but I wasn't poor. But I was smart. Because you have somebody that have $2 that are happier than a person that have $100. Because the person that have $100 is so busy worried about losing that $100 or busy trying to make another $100 or something else. Whereas the person who has $2 is content with what they have and decide they're going to make it work. And I tell people all the time, I tell my staff, don't look at the glass half empty. Look at it half full. Because if you look at it half empty, you're going to be busy complaining that you only made it to half. But a person who's looking at it half full, they're excited and happy that they made it to half. They're not worried about the fact that it is half. No, they're grateful that they actually made it to half. And that's it, nothing else. So guys, let me tell you something. Life is too short. Stop allowing people to dictate your life. Stop allowing people to tell you how you should live, how you should think, how you should feel, who you need to talk to. It doesn't work like that. When you meet people at the very first sight of toxicity, walk away. Walk away. Don't say, oh, I'm going to save them. Don't say, oh, I'm going to be a support. Don't say, oh, I have been there, so I'm going to be there for that person. If you used to be a drug addict, and here you are, you've met someone who is a drug addict, but you've gone through, you knew how hard it was. You've went through all the different cycles, different stages. You've put yourself into rehab because of the love you have for your family or the love you have for yourself. And you've made it your point of duty to just restore yourself and get your life in order because now you've decided you want to live. And you've now met someone currently a drug addict. And you said to yourself, I'm going to help this person. But you see that this person keeps coming into your life high as a kite. But whenever they're not high, you are seeing their potential. You're seeing their growth. You're seeing how far they've come. But every now and again, each time you see the person's getting high. And you're saying to yourself, I don't want to give up on this person. I don't want to do this. You can't save everybody. Whether it's drugs or alcohol, you can't save everybody. Because what will happen, the fact that you fought that battle, you fought that demon, you've gotten over it. And now here it is. It's coming back to you as a person who needs help. If you are not strong enough, because remember, you are strong enough for yourself. You are strong enough to get through what you're going through. But here you are, you decided that you're gonna help this person or save this person. You're setting yourself up for failure. Walk away. This is not your battle to fight. If you can give them something every now and again, do that. If when you go by them, you decide that, hey, guess what? Let me give you a sandwich. Let me give you this, let me give you that. You wanna know why? You're gonna burn yourself out. And one day, when you get extremely stressful, when life hits you really hard, because life do have ups and downs, don't think because you're up today, you're going to remain up. It doesn't work like that. One day, when life hits you really hard, and now you have access to this person, you're not thinking clearly. Guess what? It takes nothing for you to fall right back into it. But if you don't have the access to people that were in your prior life, sometimes you got to change your surroundings. Sometimes you got to change your contacts. Sometimes you got to change your friends. Sometimes you got to change your family. Because if you have access to, you're going to end up doing it. Not because you want to, because you're forced to, because you have access to. Don't forget that. So in reality, make sure the people that you have surrounding you is people that support your new plan, your new life, the new you. Because one thing I realized, when When you decide to change your life, when you decide to grow, you're going to lose a lot of people. A lot of people in your life is going to start falling off. They're going to find excuses. Don't question it. Keep it moving. Don't question why this person not talking to me. Don't get stressed on that. This is your journey. If you decide to change your journey, if you decide to live a life just for you, don't let anybody stop you from living. I don't care if it's your mother, if it's your father, if it's your own children. Because one thing I tell you, life will show you, over here is a graveyard. I'm going to get back to what I was saying. I think I walked past this graveyard before and I showed you guys. It's a military graveyard. None of these bodies laying here can speak. None of these bodies laying here can make a plan. None of these bodies here can say I've awoken. None of these bodies here have said, oh, I'm gonna change. Once you're here, there is no turning back. There's no making a difference. There's no changes. So if you decide that the life that you want to live and the life you want to continue living is going to have you end up in a place like this where there's no tomorrow, then that's on you. That is on you. And I'm saying this strong message because people don't realize how precious life is. People don't realize how precious eyesight is, how precious hearing is, how precious being able to eat is. When you walk into a room and you see a young child, a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old that is shot because of a drive-by, of them being on a block, of them just walking, it opens your eyes to see that sometimes when life hits you, you don't always end up here. But how do you live when you're a young child and you're in a wheelchair? So again, the choices that you make, the friends that you keep, the decisions that you make, the people that you decide to keep in your life, the people that you decide to hold on to in your past, some of these people are your downfall. Some of these people are the one that's stunting your growth. Some of these people are the people that you need to let go. And it's the people that influence you so much, or you think influence you so much. Sometimes you have to make decisions on your own. Stop opening your mouth and telling people your business. Because the persons that you're opening your mouth to give you advice, it's the same person that is working against your growth. Guys, hear me. If you decide that you want to go somewhere, you want to do something, and all of a sudden, you find that people are opening their mouth and say, oh, no, don't do that. Don't go here, go here. It's a setup. Oh, I've done this, and it didn't work for me. Yeah, but you're not me. If you want to tell me, I've done this, and I've done this, and this, then let me assess it. And say to myself, okay, so you've done it this way. Let me try it another way. But don't discourage someone from doing something in their lives. Allow them to make their own mistakes. Allow them to grow from their own mistakes. But when you decide to take it up on yourself to tell someone, no, don't grow. You're not a good friend. You're not a good family member. You're not a good team member. You're not a good nothing. So guys, in this little life that we have, stop allowing people to dictate to you, to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, to let you know that you can't make it. You can do anything you set your mind to. Anything. And like I said before, a lot of people would say, oh, you can grow by yourself. Yeah, you can grow by yourself and it's going to be harder. But guess what? You're going to work double the time to get to where you need to be. But if you have that one support, sometimes you got to support yourself. Sometimes relationship will pull you down and emotionally destroy you. But again, that's toxicity. You've seen all the signs. You put yourself in that position. You didn't walk away when you had the chance to. You can't blame nobody but yourself. Why? Because you decided to hold on to something and someone that doesn't belong to you. But when you open your eyes now and you say to yourself, let me make this work with someone, no matter what that person look like, no matter what it feels like. If you see that a man or a woman has potential, if you see that this person can be support for you, this person is not going to suck you dry, this person is not going to pull you down, guess what? If it's someone you can work with, don't worry about what people think. Because guess what? People are going to talk, whether you have a house, whether you're homeless, whether you have a job, whether you're jobless, whether you're sick, whether you're healthy, whether you eat, whether you don't eat, people are going to talk. Guess what? After a while, they'll find another subject. And that subject will no longer be you. Keep moving. Keep enjoying life. Make decision that's best for you. Because at the end of the day, the person that you're treating wrong, that you say you have a relationship with, because of family, because of friends, because of society, that person is going to end up finding somebody true to them. Somebody that will love them for them. And years later, you're going to look back and say, I wish I would have did something different. I wish I would have been patient. I wish I would have, I wish I would have just listened to my heart. Listened to my inner self. Yeah, but you don't want to. Don't use anybody to go abroad. Please don't do that. I see a lot of people are saying, oh, they tolerated somebody and that person brought them from Jamaica or from Africa or from other parts of the Caribbean, bring them to America or even to UK. And all of a sudden, they get where they need to be and they start dishing them dirty. Guys, I know sometimes you're living a life where you're desperate. But the same man or woman that had a big nose back home, a big lip, a big head, a big heart, that's not going to change. They're still going to have the same exact flaw that you think they have. But there's somebody that would love that big nose, that big lip, them big eyes, and that big heart. Don't hold on to somebody that don't belong to you. Allow that person to find love wherever they are. Don't take it upon yourself to be the one to say, well, this is what I'm going to do. Don't do that. This life is too short. Too short. And each time we say that, tomorrow is not promised, and we say that all the time. But yet we still stay in toxic relationship, toxic friendship, toxic familyship, toxic childrenship, because there's some toxic children. And sometimes as parents, you have to walk away. I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. If you did your job as a parent, you've done your part. You've raised your children. You've done everything you possibly can to make sure that child is raised right. And all of a sudden, they decide that they want to go off and do their own thing. Guess what? Son, daughter, I love you. I've done my part. Now, you're not going to kill me. You're not going to give me high blood pressure. You're not going to give me diabetes. You're not going to let me have a stroke. You are grown enough now to take care of yourself. You're not going to allow me to die before my time. Now it's up to you if you want to make the choice that life beats you down or you take life by the horn and you live it. That's all we can do. That's all you can do. But if you decide to let these children stress you out, and I'm going to say children, because somebody said to me once when I was in Miami, and I'm going to keep saying it. They said children. If you continue to let these children run over you, run your mind, you're not going to be no good for yourself. You're not going to be no good for yourself at all. Instead of thinking about how you can live, you're busy thinking about what you need to do next for your child. I know as mothers and as fathers, we love our children dearly, but sometimes a little tough love is what they need. They will say, you know what, my mother abandoned me, my father abandoned me. Guess what? You abandon yourself first. If you've given them the right tools to live, if you've given them the right tools to climb, to look forward, to look ahead, and guess what? You've done your part. Don't stress it. Just let it go. Good morning. Just let it go. Because at the end of the day, it's not what you do, it's what they've done. They will have some experiences in this life. Because there's experiences that we go through that our parents don't even know about. Okay? My friends know. When I was growing up, I went to Donald Quarry High School in Arborview. I live out by Arborview, top of Arborview, Shooters Hill. We cut school as girls and went to my friends, Michelle and Nana's house in Waurika Hill. Okay? To go cook rice and ackee. My parents never knew I set my foot on the soil of Waurika Hill. So again, your children will end up in some experiences that you don't even know about. They don't know. And they will never know. So there are some experiences that your children will go through that they have it in their head, in their minds, and you have no clue what they've been through. Yes, I was scared. It didn't bother me because I was with somebody that was comfortable enough to take me there. But what would have happened if I got shot? What would have happened if I got raped? Would I have gone home and tell my parents that I got raped? And if so, how can I tell them that? How could I explain to them that I left school early, I cut school, and went to Waurika Hill? I'm in walking distance from my school. Why would I catch a bus and go that far? So again, that would have been my experience that my parents wouldn't know about, and I would be living with that trauma. Because one thing back home, a lot of times, girls and guys are raped and it's not reported. Nothing is done about it. Because number one, you're going to end up getting blamed for it. That's number one. Because you yourself put yourself in that position. Okay? So again, our children will end up making decisions outside of what we taught them. Not because they want to, but because of the friends that they come across when they're in school, when they're in their job training, universities, college, whatever it is. We can't stop their experience. We just have to pray and hope that all the tools that we've given to them as they're growing, that it will make them wise enough to keep their eyes and ears open, that certain things don't reach them, that they're not caught up in any foolery. So again, I'm going right back to fear. I didn't forget that. Don't be afraid to live. Live for you and you alone. But don't forget to grow. If you look back in your life and you look back at everything that you accomplished in 1 year and you haven't accomplished anything, you haven't reached anywhere, no step further, not even one step up, you're doing something wrong. change what you're doing. Because life is always changing. Every day you get older. What did you learn the last year? What was your New Year's resolution? Today's August 1st. What have you changed in your life that you wanted to? What have you been putting off that you want to do? Who do you have in your life that doesn't belong? What decision you need to make that is tough, that no one else can make but you? What toxic relationship are you in that you need to let go of? What toxic job environment you're in that you need to walk away from? What toxic friendship you have that you need to just drop and let go? What are you holding on to from the past that's preventing you from stepping up because that bag is too heavy for you to carry on your back to climb those stairs? That step up that you're trying to do that keep pulling you back, that dream that you're having that each time you're climbing, everybody else is running past you as you climb and it's difficult for you to go up them steps. That mountain that you're trying to climb in your dream, but it's difficult for you, but everybody else is running past you. You're holding on to something in your past. You're holding on to something that is preventing you from climbing. Start looking at the closest people to you. Who's toxic, who's not? What do you need to let go? How is this relationship benefiting me? If you just have people around you just to have people, and you've talked to someone or you've spoken to someone for a whole hour and you haven't learned anything, you haven't taught them anything, that's a wasted conversation. If you haven't grown, if you're just into gossiping about other people's lives and not wanting to grow yourself, not wanting to expand your mind, what new book have you read? What new place have you visited? What new language have you learned? You have the cell phone, you have the internet, you have YouTube. There's everything on social media for you to learn. If you want to learn how to fix a car, do your hair, do your makeup, there is so much from A to Z on the internet that you can do. What have you done different for yourself? What have you done any different? Don't tell me, oh, I don't have money. Don't tell me, oh, I don't have time, because you have the time to go on the internet. So you have the time to learn something else. What have you done for yourself that is productive? What have you done for yourself that you can say, well, then you know what? Today my day was successful. Start your day with doing something for you. So if the 24-hour passed and you didn't get to do anything else, at least you started your day for doing something for yourself. Don't do anything for anybody else until you've done something for yourself. How about that? Like, seriously, you can't keep living for others. I know sometimes it's easier said than done. I know there are folks that are here in the United States, and I've talked to people. I know there's people that are married and they're in situations because of their immigration statuses. I know there are folks that they got into some things because of whatever it is. I know there are some people that are going through stress that they can't get out of. I know there are people that are planning to come to the United States to be in the same position that other people are suffering in. I know that. I went to New York over the weekend, and the amount of homelessness of immigrants that I see in New York, it's crazy. I've never seen as much homelessness of African men in New York City. I couldn't believe it. The regular homeless folks I didn't see. And there was one guy in particular that caught my attention. And he was walking and talking by himself down there close to where I caught the boat for the Statue of Liberty. And as he's walking, he's talking to himself. And I'm saying to myself, This young man has made it wherever, however he got here. His family back home probably thinks that he's good and he's making money. This young man is walking up and down the street talking to himself. This young man has lost his mind. I don't know his story, but let that not be your story. A lot of times we decide that we want to go for greener pastures, that greener pastures don't work. And I'm getting back to the immigration status and people's happiness. And knowing people that are going through this process, but they're stuck in a marriage. They're stuck in a marriage. Guys, and when I say stuck, I literally mean stuck. Because they're waiting for their immigration status to come through. They're being abused, but they're waiting for their immigration status to come through. They're being taken advantage of, but they're waiting for their immigration to come through. They're being cheated on, but they're waiting for their immigration status to come through. They're unhappy, they're broken. They don't know what to do with their lives. But guess what? They're waiting for their immigration status to come through. I'm not in their shoe. My mindset is set different. My goal is set different. I always told myself, if I was alive during the time of slaves, I'll be one of the rebellious ones that they probably would kill the moment I arrive. Because with me, I'm always planning. I'm always looking for a way. I'm always seeing things from a brighter side of things. I try not to hold myself down. I'm a daydreamer. I start planning immediately, no matter where I am. I can plan with you, or I can plan without you, but I'm planning. It could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. But I'm always looking for better while I enjoy now. Just let that sink in. Now, for those folks that are still waiting for immigration process to come through, you're being abused, you're being taken advantage of. All I can tell you is make a plan. Don't allow your mindset to change the reason why you put yourself in that position. Start thinking outside the box. Start doing that. Start making your plans. I don't have to tell you how to make your plan. But if you want to make your plan step by step and you want to find a way out, find somebody you could trust, that you could give $1 to. Put $1. Whatever your lunch money is, give it to them to hold for you. If that's somebody you could trust, give it to them. If it's a situation where you can't go and apply for help to notify authorities that you're being abused, if it's a situation where you're being taken advantage of, if it's a situation where you just don't want everybody in your business, but you're being beaten, start planning. Planning your escape. Putting yourself where it needs to be. Sometimes it's difficult being in run mode or prepare mode. But when you're prepared and you're ready, guess what? You'll find a way out. But if you're in the mindset that you're stuck, you will be stuck. But put in the mindset that you're free and start planning your way out. Guys, start looking for ways to enjoy your little life. Start looking for ways how you can make your life better. How you can make things better for your kids. A lot of people have their children back home and they're working here and they're working on their immigration status. Don't forget your family. Don't forget your children that you left back home. Because those same children that's being raised by the grandparents and the aunties that are abusing your kids, and you think it's okay because you're living an okay life here, or because you're being abused here, That's not good because you've decided, it's so much I'm touching on today, because you've decided to leave wherever it is and come here and tell your wife or your husband that you have no children. And of course, you know in fact that you do. And you've walked away, you've given up because you want to make life better for them. But you've turned your back on them. And then now here you are in a position that you're being treated horribly, or you're being treated well. You forgot your family, you forgot your children. Start going back and cleaning up your mess. Clean up your mess. I know there's a lot of things I said today for a lot of different folks. There's no way all of it is going to apply to one person. But again, life is too short. Don't allow the journey here of life to take control of you and make you make decisions and do things that you wouldn't normally do. Make decisions that's going to make you better. Make decisions that's going to improve your life. Sometimes, every now and again, you have to do things that doesn't benefit you, but benefit someone else. And it has nothing to do with you. But that's okay. Every now and again, it's okay to do a little volunteer work. Every now and again, it's okay to give back without looking for nothing in return. But don't let that be your everyday thing. Don't let that be who you are, where you're always giving out and giving out and giving out to the point where you have nothing left. Take the time out and make sure you're doing for you also. Because at the end of the day, all you have is yourself. All you have is yourself. If you can't save you, no one can save you. If you can't take the time off for yourself, nobody's going to take the time off for you. People are going to treat you the way you treat yourself. If you meet someone, even on a job, they see that you work 7 days a week, you will pick up every shift, you will do everything that they want you to, you're going to be their go-to. Not because they love you, because you're always available. You're always ready to be used. So guess what? You're going to be used. They don't think you need a day off because you didn't show them you need a day off. They're going to continue to grab you and do whatever. Good morning. And grab you because you are their go-to. Don't be that one person that is being used by everything and everyone because you treat yourself that way. Pamper yourself. Just take a plane or a bus, a train, whatever you can afford to do. If you can't afford to buy the street food, carry sandwiches. Carry your own bottle of Kool-Aid. Put in the fridge overnight. If it's somewhere that you can't drive to, walk to. Take the bus, something. Go hang out in a different environment. Start dreaming big and thinking big. Don't allow people to stop you from just dreaming. If you're in Jamaica and you're downtown or you're from the Garrison, guess what? Make your way to the area that you want to live and just walk around. Just enjoy it. Make your way to the countryside. Just go there, visit. Make your way to where the rivers and the streams are. Enjoy the running water. In America, I've met people in the Bronx that have never left the Bronx. I've met people in America that has never left America. I've met people in Maryland that has never left Maryland. People that has never been on a plane. People that has never left their state. Life is too short. The world is big, but yet so small. Go out there and live. Just live. Don't expect anything from anyone. A person who only knows America from what they see on TV, that's all they know. A person who knows the Bronx from what they see on TV or what they experience in their own neighborhood is what they know. A person only knows what they've experienced, nothing else. So if a person tells you they're going to tell you something or about someone or about some place, they can only tell you what they know. But when you decide to challenge yourself and visit somewhere else, you will have something else to write. You will have something else to say. I would tell anyone, when you visit different parts in America, in the wintertime, just a plain example, these trees are brown, looks like they're brittle, look like they're dry. In the springtime, they spring back up. Now it's the summer. The leaves are still green, but as you can see, they're getting yellow, they're getting brown, and they're falling on the ground. So by the time fall comes around, all the leaves fall off and they become dry again for the winter. That's how remarkable God is. He knows the trees for the north. He knows the trees for the Caribbean. What will work there, what will last, what will maintain. So know that you're planted in a place where you can grow in every season. So in the season when it looks like you're all dried up and you look like you're no use to yourself or no one else, remember that season doesn't last. Each season is a couple of months. So just know that when the season changes, you change. And that's how life have ups and downs. Because life have seasons. Don't think for a second that a person who's rich will always be rich. No, life have ups and downs. That's what we call season. So in your seasons of growth, in your season of winter, when you look brittle and dried up, when you look like you don't have no leaves, when you look like you're ready to be cut down, those are the time to reserve what you have. Because the life of the tree is not in the leaves. That should show you that is not your outer appearance is what matters. The life of the tree remains inside the tree and in the root. So remember what's rooted inside of you. Remember what you're holding on to. If you're holding on to toxicity, that would be a tree that is rotted on the inside. That if just a hurricane or any type of hard wind that comes by blows it down, breaks it in half. But if you are rooted and grounded, no matter what season comes around, you will flourish again. Understand that concept. Look at your life. Look at what you have that's in you that's preventing you from going through each season and going through it well. Because season will come. You can't stop it. Just look at your life and see, what am I doing wrong where I can't make it through every season? What am I doing wrong where I can't stay strong no matter what? Who do I have in my life that I need to cut out? What trees are planted next to you? What is tied to your root? What is causing your root to die? What is making your leaves fall off when it's not fall? What is causing your inside to be dried up even though you're planted by the rivers of water? What is causing your fruits to not bear when it's the season? Start looking into your lives, looking into yourselves, making the changes that you need to make, preparing yourself for better root. If you have to dig yourself up and replant yourself somewhere else, then that's what you do. plant yourself in the right place. Allow your seed to grow in a different soil. Because a seed without soil is nothing. It's just a seed. But a seed planted in the right soil gives growth, flourishes. So guys, look into yourselves. Look into your lives. Start cutting people out that don't make sense, that you can't benefit from. Stop having wasted conversations with people that are gossipers, that don't know how to live, people that are not going anywhere, people that are not doing anything. Tell yourself today you will grow. Today you will make a difference. Today you will change. And today you will live. Because guess what? The clock never stops. Whether you decide to change or not, it doesn't stop. It's going to continue and continue and continue. Life never stops. The season is not going to stop. If you decide to lay in bed all summer, winter will still come. Don't think because you wasn't prepared. Even the animals know when the seasons are coming. The bears that hibernate, all of them. The bears know when it's salmon season. They know when it's time to feed. We're the only ones, human beings, are the only ones that is not connected to the seasons to know when to do what they need to do. So guys, please, allow yourself to live. Allow yourself to breathe. Allow yourself to make decisions that only benefit you. And sometimes you have to be selfish. And don't feel guilty of being selfish. Don't feel guilty of cutting people out of your life that are toxic, no matter how much you love them. Continue to live for you. Continue to embrace you. Because if you can't live for you, you can't live for nobody else. Thank you guys for enjoying this walk with me. Thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you guys for finishing this walk. I hope you guys learned something today. I hope I taught you guys something today. I hope that I made a difference in your life today. Get outside, get the walk in, and know that Tony loves and appreciates y'all. Keep your head up. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't cause yourself to be stressed out that you don't get to live. Don't do it to yourself. Whatever you don't have control of, let it go. Whatever you can't change in your own power, let it go. Allow the powers to be to make the changes for you. Because if you're going to try to make the changes on your own, you're going to kill yourself. Don't do it. So again, I want to thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for liking. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for being here with me. Thank you guys for listening to my foolery. I'm about to go get ready for work. I just started my day with me. I just started my day by doing something for me. And I hope that you all will do the same. Enjoy your little life and know that Tony loves and appreciates y'all. Have an awesome, wonderful, magnificent day. Bye, y'all.